My name is Grayson Wells, and I fix things. Roofs, gutters, cracked siding. The kind of work people don't notice until water's dripping into their living room or the wind's howling through a hole in the attic. I run a small home repair company in Charleston, Wells Exterior. No billboards, no slick commercials, just a beat-up Ford with my logo on the side, a crew of 6, and a reputation that lets me sleep at night. People think it's just a dirty job. They don't see that. This job paid for more than shingles. It built the house Camille and I lived in. It covered her culinary degree, funded her skincare studio, the one with eucalyptus candles and cream-colored walls. My calluses made her dreams happen. So, yeah, I thought my birthday might come with a little warmth, a smile, maybe even a store-bought cake. Instead, when I asked Camille if the family was coming for pot roast and my mom's pie, she didn't even look up from her phone, just rolled her eyes. "Jared's hosting a barbecue," she said, "and let's be real, your birthdays are always a little dramatic." Laya, my sister-in-law, laughed from the couch. "Oh yeah, remember last year? The grill caught fire." "That was because Jared left the plastic on the brisket," I said. Camille shrugged. "Still counts." I turned to my mom. "You coming?" She winced. "We'll drop by after the barbecue, if there's time." Camille sipped her tea, smirking. A birthday for a guy who fixes gutters. She didn't even mean it as a joke. That was just Camille now. Glossy, dismissive. Somewhere along the way, she stopped seeing what I do as real, and I stopped trying to convince her. But that didn't mean I didn't notice the silence. There's a difference between needing recognition and deserving it. That night, I leaned against my truck and looked out over Charleston. I knew every shingle I'd nailed, every home I'd protected, and I thought, they all think I'm just the gutter guy. They had no idea what I'd built in the background. A few months back, Royce Edmond, Old Money Charleston, asked me if I'd ever thought about teaching trades. "You build," he said. "You don't talk much. I respect that." He offered to fund a nonprofit. I said yes, quietly. No Facebook posts, no group texts. The Trade Future Foundation was born. We'd train teens, kids with no direction, in roofing, carpentry, basic electric. We'd teach character, pride, a way forward. I didn't tell Camille. Every time I tried, she was busy complaining about a vendor or scrolling through reels. So I kept building, alone. I planned the launch for my birthday, same day as Jared's barbecue. I knew they'd all be there instead. That was fine, because when the lights came on and the cameras rolled, they'd see what I'd been building. Not for applause, for legacy. I secured Foundry Hall, worked with Royce's team, invited every client I'd ever helped, especially the ones with hurricane stories and busted roofs. I poured myself into every detail, from the gold-painted toolboxes to the reclaimed wood centerpieces. The apprentices wore name tags that didn't say titles, just stories. Ex-dropout. Now, crew chief. And yeah, the front table sat empty. 6 chairs for my family, still empty at 7:15 p.m. But I wasn't. I was full of pride, purpose, peace. Then came the commotion. Footsteps, voices, velvet ropes shifting. The press had arrived. So did they. Camille walked in first. Red dress, heels clicking like punctuation, lipstick bold, eyes wide. She froze. "What is this?" she whispered. A photographer mistook her for PR, asked for a quote. She blinked. "This is his event," she said. My mom appeared, clutching her pearls. "Grayson, honey, why?" "Didn't you say anything?" "Because you already had plans," I said. Laya mumbled something about how fancy it was. Jared stood there, beer-stained and confused. "This is something else." "Yeah," I said. "It is." Camille still hadn't moved. She stared at the stage, at the screen where my face appeared, me on rooftops, teaching kids, shaking hands with city leaders. Her voice cracked. Why didn't you tell me? You didn't ask, I said. But it's your birthday. It's also the beginning. When I stepped onto that stage, I wasn't nervous, not anymore. Some people said my birthday dinner wasn't worth attending, I began. Said it was embarrassing to throw a party for a guy who fixes gutters. Laughter, surprised, warm, but fixing things is what I do. And tonight, I'm fixing something bigger. I told them about the foundation, about kids who deserve to know their hands can build futures. I showed them my calluses, told them you don't need a suit to build something that lasts. Applause. Real, earned. Later, Camille approached me. I didn't know, she said. Her voice shook. No, I said. You didn't want to know. I thought you were just throwing a dinner. I was. But I was also building something. She looked around. I don't have words. You don't need words. You just needed to show up. She reached for my hand. I didn't take it. Not out of spite, but because respect doesn't start in the spotlight. It starts in the quiet. And she hadn't been there, but others had. A week later, Camille moved out. Left a note. I don't want to lose you, but I need to learn how to respect you without the applause. I folded it, put it in the drawer beside our wedding photo, neither discarded, neither forgotten. And me? I kept building. Because I'm not just the gutter guy. I'm the one who shows up when something's falling apart. The one who patches the leak, lays the foundation, holds things steady, even when no one's watching. And now, they are. The screen lit up. My face appeared, me on rooftops, teaching kids, shaking hands with city leaders. You planned this for months, Camille whispered. I did. And you didn't say a word? I met her gaze. Would you have listened? She didn't answer. That silence was my answer. The room dimmed, conversation faded. Forks paused mid-air. Every eye turned to the screen above, the podium. I stood off to the side, heart steady, hands calm. I'd worked in lightning storms, ripped siding in sleet. I wasn't nervous. This was my work, practical, purposeful, visible. The video opened with a drone shot of Charleston rooftops, some pristine, some wrecked. Then it was me, on a ladder teaching a teenager to measure. One by one, moments I thought would stay in. The dark lit up on the big screen. Camille stood frozen near the back. My parents sat awkwardly by the buffet. Jared scratched the back of his neck like he wanted to disappear. But the rest of the room, was leaning in. Then came the testimonials, an elderly woman. After the storm, Grayson didn't just fix my roof. He carried my groceries, brought water, didn't charge a dime. A young mom. He rebuilt the back steps so my son could walk down safely. A teenage boy, paint-stained and nervous. I was flunking out. No one believed in me. Grayson did. Now I teach others. I saw Camille shift in her seat. I didn't look away. The screen faded to black. The applause started soft, then rolled in like thunder. I stepped into the spotlight. It felt warmer than any sunroof I'd ever stood beneath. Some people said my birthday dinner wasn't worth attending, I began. Laughter, nervous but real. They said it was embarrassing to throw a party for a guy who fixes gutters. More laughter. This time, warm. But fixing things is what I do. Leaks, walls, lives. And tonight I'm fixing something bigger. Futures. I glanced at Camille. She stared at me like she didn't recognize who I was. Like I'd rebuilt myself while she wasn't looking. I started this with one ladder, one truck, and a willingness to show up when no one else would. And tonight, I'm launching Trade Future Foundation, because young people deserve to know working with your hands doesn't make you less, it makes you more. Applause roared. Some stood, some cried. I ended with one line. You don't need a suit to build something that lasts. Sometimes all it takes is showing up ready to work. The lights lifted. The music resumed. But I didn't shrink back. I didn't need someone to introduce me anymore. I was finally standing in something no one else could take credit for. Builder, founder, fixer, Grayson Wells. Whether my family saw it or not, the room did. Afterward, people shook my hand, clapped me on the back. Royce, in his signature linen suit, grinned. "This isn't just a foundation. It's a revolution," he said. "You lit the match. Let it burn." "Thank you," I said, voice thick. The mayor approached next, whispering about grants and partnerships. It all felt surreal, but deserved. Then I saw them, my family, hovering by the buffet, quiet now. Camille moved first, her heels clicking softly on concrete. She looked softer, mascara smudged. "Grayson," she said, voice small. "I didn't know." I tilted my head. "No, you didn't want to know. I thought you were just throwing together a dinner." "I was," I said. "But I was also building something." She looked around the room, the banners, the bright-eyed apprentices. "I don't have words." "You didn't need words. You just needed to show up." My mom hugged me, tighter than expected. "I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know this meant so much." "It's meant everything to me." My dad shuffled forward, hands in pockets. "Didn't think you were planning all this." "That's the problem," I said. "You didn't think." He nodded. "You're right." Then Jared, still smelling like barbecue. "Bro, I thought you were doing minor repairs. Didn't know you were building a whole movement." "I've always been more than what you think I am, Jared." He looked down. "Yeah, I see that now." Laya stepped forward, wringing her hands. "It's beautiful, Grayson. I didn't know you had it in you." I smiled, not unkind. "Funny, I never lost it." Camille reached for my hand, fingers light, hesitant. "I was wrong," she whispered, "about a lot. I didn't take her hand.